some provincial papers. Okay. I think we will start correcting, no? අපි MCQ එක correct කරන්න පටන් ගමු. අලුතෙන් join වෙච්ච කටට පොඩි context එකක් දෙන්න. අපි lesson 1 ඉවර කරා. Grade 10 lesson 1 which is chemical basis of life. So today we are going to start lesson number 2, but before that I gave a worksheet based on lesson 1 to all the students. And I asked them to do a part of that worksheet as homework for today. So, a correct class for the first day because we are starting a new lesson. Okay. Right. Here, in the multiple choice, you know how multiple choice questions work. The multiple choice questions, you have to select the right answer. So, if for one question there are 4 answers given, from the 4 answers you have to select one right answer. So these type of questions, of course, there are plenty coming for the O-level paper as well. 40 short answer questions. And then for part 2 we have, multiple, this is short answer questions. In part 2 there are short answer questions where you have to write a short answer. I have left a space for you all to write the answer as well. Hurry, let's start. Amalis, now vitamins last week. We finished the lesson entirely, right? Just can somebody quickly clarify? The lesson, did we finish everything? Yeah. I can't hear, Lamai. Karane, done, no? Okay. Hare. Amali's skin is dry and blisters have appeared on her knee and elbows. Further, bite or spots are in eyes. From which of the following deficiencies of vitamins is Amali suffering? What is the answer? I want all of your answers. Go ahead. There is some answer in the fourth answer. That is vitamin D. Okay, I got vitamin D, vitamin A. Then first answer is vitamin A.
First answer, vitamin A.
Vitamin A, first answer. Okay, what about others?
Vitamin A.
Anita? Okay, vitamin A. Vitamin A. Yes, Lamai, vitamin. Lamai, before we move on, yes, Anila, you can get the recording. Today is your first day, so join today and see if you would like to continue the class or not. And can you let me know your WhatsApp number as well? Chat box එකේ දාලා තියෙන WhatsApp number එක. අනිත් එක ළමයි class එකට already එන ළමයි ටික join වුණාම ඕගොල්ලන් usually මාත් එක්ක communicate කරද්දී ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ නම තියෙනවානේ. ඒ නමෙන් rename කරගන්න. Okay? So like we communicate with a certain name, no? So the name that you registered with, so rename yourself with that name. And class එකට එන කට්ටිය හැමෝම බලන්න හරියට ඕගොල්ලන් WhatsApp group එකේ ඉන්නවද කියලා. Because since the number of students are a bit high, සමහර වෙලාවට I mean I'm doing group classes only නේ. එතකොට ළමයි 20ක් 30ක් කියන්නේ ලොකු ගාණක් මට. Because I'm doing only group classes. Not mass classes. So ඒක හින්දා sometimes සමහර අය miss වෙන්න වගේ පුළුවන්. ඒකින්ද ඔයගොල්ලන් බලන්න grade 10 science Tuesday කියලා WhatsApp group එකේ ඉන්නවද කියලා. For the students who are in the class. For the newcomers, of course, you can let me know later on whether you are continuing or not. Huh? The answer is vitamin A. The vitamin A will deficiency symptoms are, one is bite or patches in the eye. Then another one is blisters on knees and elbows. That is also a deficiency symptom of vitamin A. When vitamin A will deficiency symptoms. Other deficiency symptoms. Yes, what?
Night blindness.
Night blindness, okay. Another one, just one more. One more. What are the other deficiency symptoms?
Associated with respiratory tract.
Yes, this is associated with respiratory tract and dryness. Yes, true. The second, then this is a discussion. So we will discuss others as well. What about vitamin B deficiency symptoms, Monada? Give me like 2 or 3 deficiency symptoms of vitamin B.
Anemia.
Anemia, okay.
Dryness in skin.
Dryness in skin, okay, good.
Change in complexion.
Change in complexion. Berry, okay, very good. Ilang answer vitamin C. What are the deficiency symptoms of vitamin C? Just give me 2 or 3. Fast.
Internal bleeding.
Internal bleeding, okay.
Scurvy.
Scurvy, yes. Anything else?
Weakening of gum.
Yes, the weakening of gum. You know, gum can vidurmane, so that becomes weak. Okay, then our fourth one is vitamin D. What are the vitamin D deficiency symptoms?
Rickets.
Rickets, yes. I think up vitamin D there was only rickets, no? Bones deform. So the structure may change. Okay, great. Let's move on. Question number 2. Which of the following is not a function of nucleic acids? What is the answer? Okay, Senudi.
For maintaining body temperature.
Maintaining body temperature. Okay, what do others think? 4. Okay, let's see. Storing genetic information of organisms, that is something that nucleic acids do. Which nucleic acid does this part, Lamai? Storing genetic information of organisms? DNA. Good. Contributing to protein synthesis. So that is also something done by nucleic acids. Which?
RNA.
Yes, RNA. Good. Then controlling activities of the cell is also done by nucleic acids. Which nucleic acid? Controlling the activities of the cell is done by which nucleic acid? Yes, I get the answer in the chat box. What do others think? DNA. But maintaining body temperature, we have not learned anything like that. So that is the answer here because they are asking not a function of nucleic acids. Okay, question number 3. The deficiency of which following vitamin causes... Let me make a choti question. The answers are wrong. There are different answers. Make a question. Make question I will send you the re-edited one. But just tell me the answer. These answers are all wrong. Error mistake but can you tell me the answer to the question?
Vitamin
Vitamin
B.
Vitamin B. Yes. Berry, anemia, change in complexion. They are all deficiency symptoms of vitamin B. Write the answer separated in the side because the answers that I have given are wrong. In the side, write the answer vitamin B. Okay. Next one, a person's glucose level that the glucose level in our body should be. Now, this has increased more than the optimum level. Which of the following items should he consume minimally? If his glucose level is too high.
Bread.
Okay. In the chat box also I'm getting bread. Why bread, Lamai? I'm interested to see why you thought it's bread. Yeah, bread is a carbohydrate. There are 3 types of carbohydrate that we learned. So you know glucose is a monosaccharide. What kind of a carbohydrate is bread? Bread contains starch. So what is starch? What kind of a carbohydrate? Polysaccharide. So here bread is a polysaccharide. That is a carbohydrate. And you know polysaccharides that we have learned, starch, cellulose, glycogen, all 3 of them are made of glucose. Okay. What about green gram? Green gram වල මොනවද තියෙන්නේ? Green gram. So ළමයි green gram වල ඒක ඕනම් මෙතන අපිට ලියා ගන්න there is maltose. So maltose you know is a disaccharide. And maltose is also made from glucose plus glucose. So green gram හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ glucose දෙකකින් because glucose දෙකක් means it's maltose. Bread හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ starch වලින්, that is a lot of glucose. So when you eat bread, you're eating a lot of glucose because bread is starch and that is a polysaccharide that is made of a lot of glucose. If this person's glucose level is already high, and if this person eats bread that is starch will release a lot more glucose. ඒක හින්දා අඩුවෙන්ම කන්න ඕනේ එයා bread. So your answers are correct. Meat ප්‍රශ්නයක් because meat is protein. There are carbohydrates but mostly there are proteins. Milk වල ගොඩක්ම තියෙන්නේ lactose. Lactose is made of glucose plus galactose. හැබැයි එතන glucose චුට්ටයිනේ. Bread වල තමයි ගොඩක්ම glucose release වෙන්නේ. 5th question. The substance functioning of the human body are. What is the answer? Okay, Senudi, others? Okay, third answer, first answer, third answer, fourth answer. What do others think?
Third.
Third. And then again in the chat box, I'm getting fourth. Okay.
Carbohydrate and lipids.
Carbohydrates and lipids. Okay. Now I'm getting different answers to this question. Lamai, do you all remember when I was doing the class, I told you, when your body needs energy. Now, you know, when we eat food, we mainly get 3 nutrients, which is carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids. Other than that, we also get vitamins and minerals. But mainly lokumatundena, carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids. When your body needs energy, to which nutrient does it run first? Which nutrient provides energy first?
Carbohydrate.
Carbohydrates. The moment your body needs energy, your body first of all gets energy from carbohydrates. Then once your body gets the energy from carbohydrates, if that energy is not enough, next what will the body choose to get energy after carbohydrates?
Proteins.
Okay. Any other answers?
Lipids.
Lipids. Yes, actually proteins are calling lipids. When your body needs energy, first of all, it gets the energy from carbohydrates. If that amount is not enough, then your body gets the remaining energy from lipids. Okay? So second option is lipids. Carbohydrates and lipids, dekemma madi nang. As the third and last option, only your body will go for proteins. Actually, proteins have better work to do. Proteins are very important to make structures in your body, like bones, muscles, hairs. Structures godak hadene proteins wale. Because of that, proteins don't really do much when it comes to providing energy. Carbohydrates and lipids are the main two that provide energy. If that energy is not enough, only proteins will come and give energy. But mainly it is carbohydrates and lipids. Okay. Okay, up to question number 5. Is everything clear? Give me a thumbs up if everything is clear to all of you. Thumbs up. Others? Fast. Okay, let's move on to question number 6. If you all have any questions, lamai, the aluten aapu ayata ekka api samanen communicate karani, you can either unmute and talk. Okay, but I know some of you unmute, some of you are a bit shy. If you're shy, you can communicate in the chat box, right? So I hope you know where to find the chat box. You can communicate through that. And certain questions, if I ask like yes or no questions, you can just give a thumbs up. But තේරුණාද කියලා අහුවාම තේරුම් නැත්නම් බොරුවට thumbs up එක දෙන්න එපා. Whatever you don't understand it, clarify then and there before you move on. Okay, that is a very good practice going forward. මොකද පස්සේ මම තේරුම් ගන්නවා, I will try to read and later understand. Don't think like that. Whatever the doubts you have, clear it then and there. Okay, question number 6. When a small, this is when, a little typing mistake. මෙන්න මෙතන ඒක පොඩක් හදාගන්න ළමයි. The what never when. When a small amount of Benedict solution is added to a certain food extract and heated, no color change occurred. When a little of dilute sulfuric acid is added to it and heated, the solution turned orange. The nutrient contained in this food extract would be. What is the answer?
Sucrose.
Okay, let's see. What about others?
Glucose. Sucrose.
Sucrose.
Glucose, sucrose. They come in the back. Only one answer. Is it glucose or sucrose?
Sucrose.
Sucrose. Yes. Lama Yoganda Matakaida, if that food contains glucose, when you put a bit of Benedict solution and heat it, it will directly give the color change. Matakaine glucose solution karagena, you put some Benedict and then you heat it using a water bath. It will give the color change from blue to green yellow to orange and then brick red precipitate. Habai sucrose dammot nikam Benedict ekka dala heat kara kiyala it doesn't give a color change. You have to put some dilute sulfuric acid first and then you put Benedict. Then only it will give a color change from blue to green yellow to orange and brick red precipitate. මෙතන එකපාරට Benedict දාලා heat කරාම color change එකක් ආවේ නැහැ. එහෙනම් this can't be glucose. But once you put some dilute sulfuric acid and heat, a color change is seen. එහෙනම් we are talking about sucrose here. It's sucrose. Okay. Next question, question number 7. Select the false statement about nucleic acids. Building unit is make the first sentence. Is it first statement is correct or wrong? Building unit is called nucleotide. It's correct. What others think?
Correct.
Correct. Yes, Lamai. All nucleic acids are made of nucleotides. DNA is made of deoxyribonucleotide. RNA is made of ribonucleotide. Then next one, natural polymer. So make it natural polymer kiya. So you don't know much. We'll leave it here. Let's jump to the next one. Store hereditary information. What do you think about that? What do you think about this sentence? Store hereditary information. Do you think that is true?
Correct.
Yes. Lama hereditary kiyala kiyanne the genetic information.
Yeah, yes.
Yes. You are somewhat like your parents and a little bit like your grandparents and your great-grandparents. That is because whatever the genetic information they have are transferred to you. Right? The great grandparents again grandparents are the grandparents again parents are the parents again what? So all of this genetic information or hereditary information is stored in DNA. And then when they're having a baby, that DNA, that genetic information is going to the next generation. Third sentence is correct. Fourth sentence is this correct?
Yeah,
Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen.
it's correct.
Okay. Yes, this is correct. Is it only carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen?
It contains protein also. A little bit of protein.
Phosphorus,
It contains phosphorus.
Yes,
P,
phosphorus.
yes. It contains a bit of phosphorus. Again, Lamai, there's a little typo here. මෙතන එන්න ඕනේ only කියන වචනේ. එක මෙතන ඔයගොල්ලන් can you all do that correction? Contain only the elements carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. So that is false now because phosphorus is also there. Then that should be the false statement. Okay. මේ worksheet එකේ තැන් දෙක තුනක තියෙනවානේ mistakes. I'm sorry for that. I couldn't recheck this one. Fourth one, contain the elements carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Anyway, contain only the elements carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. That is phosphorus also at least. Question, not a type of biohydrogen in the ratio 1. What is the answer? In which biomolecule is hydrogen and oxygen combined as 2:1 ratio?
Carbohydrate.
Yes, carbohydrates. You know, Lamai, carbohydrates have the elements carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Lipids also have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Protein have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. Sometimes sulfur may be present. Nucleic acids now carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus. So if you take carbohydrates and lipids both, then carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. However, in carbohydrates, hydrogen and oxygen have a 2:1 ratio. Lipids wala ehema nahi. How many more questions do we have? A little bit more. Ne? Question number 9. Select the correct statement about carbohydrates. What is the correct statement here?
Third one.
Third one. Okay. What do others think? Okay.
Fourth one.
Fourth one.
Fourth one. Okay. Fourth one. Okay.
Fourth one.
Fourth one. Okay. Let's read the statements and see. All carbohydrates are water soluble. So, you know, monosaccharides are water soluble. Monosaccharides can be glucose, fructose, galactose. They are water soluble. Disaccharides are maltose, sucrose, lactose. They are also water soluble. But starch, cellulose, and glycogen are polysaccharides and they are not water soluble. Enam me are wrong. Next one, all carbohydrates are crystalline. Crystallines can if you look at that carbohydrate, it looks like crystals. And even if you break it into tiny parts and put it in under a microscope, they will still look like crystals. They have a crystalline appearance. You know, monosaccharides like glucose, fructose, galactose, they are crystalline. Glucose lamai powder එකක් වගේ පෙනුනට glucose චුට්ටක් microscope එකකට දැම්මහම they look like little crystals, tiny little crystals. Then disaccharides like maltose, sucrose, lactose, they are also crystalline. The example like a sucrose. Sucrose you can find in sugar and you can't. Habay, again, polysaccharides, which are starch, cellulose, and glycogen, are not crystals. And I'm make මතකයිද ළමයි අපි කිව්වා what is the the chemical formula of monosaccharides? What is the chemical formula of monosaccharides? All monosaccharides have the same chemical formula. What is that?
C6H12O6.
Yes, very good. C6H12O6. මෙතන බලන්න ළමයි, how many carbons are here? 6 carbons. How many hydrogens are here? 12 hydrogens. So carbon to hydrogen ratio එක ගත්තොත් 6 to 12. 6 to 12 means 1:2. Okay, seems okay. We'll move on. Disaccharides. What is the chemical formula of all disaccharides?
C12H22O11.
Okay, yes, I got 2 correct answers. C12H22O11. Then to oxygen ratio, they are talking about carbon to hydrogen ratio, right? Let's see, carbon 12, hydrogen 22. Is that 1:2? Carbon 12, hydrogen 22. Is it 1:2 ratio?
No.
No. It's you can simplify and see then number 2 will divide whenever that would be 6:11. That is the simplest. That is not 1:2. එහෙනම් එතන මේක වැරදි. Okay? So I polysaccharides ගැන කතා කරන්න ඕනෙත් නැහැ. එතනම ඒක වැරදි. That statement is false. So this is a false statement.
Teacher, the correct statement is 2:1 now.
The fourth one is the correct statement then.
No, I mean ratio.
Ratio එක මෙතන carbohydrates වල we don't talk about the ratio between carbon and hydrogen because that ratio can be different. දැන් බලන්න මෙතන monosaccharides ගත්තාම carbon to hydrogen ratio is 1:2. But disaccharides carbon to hydrogen ratio is 6:11. If you take polysaccharides, what is the chemical formula of polysaccharides? C6, yes. Go ahead.
H10
H10
O5.
O5, that into
Out
N.
10.
Yes. Here, if you look at carbon to hydrogen ratio, carbon is 6, hydrogen is 10. You can divide both by 2. That would be 3:5. So, Mithana, for the question that I got asked, what is the correct ratio? එහෙම අපි correct ratio එකක් නැහැ. When you take carbohydrates, carbon to hydrogen ratio can vary. Monosaccharides වල නම් carbon to hydrogen ratio is 1:2. If you take disaccharides, that is 6:11. If you take polysaccharides, that is 3:5. So the ratio is different. We don't talk about carbon to hydrogen ratio. However, we talk about hydrogen to oxygen ratio. And you know in all carbohydrates, that is 2:1. That we can talk about, but carbon to hydrogen, we don't talk about.
பிள்ளைகள் இன்று நாங்கள்
Is it clear, Lamai?
பிள்ளைகள் இன்று நாங்கள் தென்னை மரத்து எப்படி என்று படிக்கப் போகின்றோம். Teacher.
Any questions? Shall we move on then? Okay. Mama board ki rest karana lamai. Question number 10. 2C6H12O6. There's like this arrow, that means double-headed arrow. The pattern me ano kiyana ka thamai meaning ekha. C12H22O11 plus H2O. They're asking what is A and what is B. What is the answer here? What is the answer?
First one.
Quickly. First one. What do I think? Second one. Okay, others? Whatever the answer you wrote, tell me. Fast.
First one.
Okay.
One.
Okay. Now, if you look here, Lamai, methanol is C6H12O6. The moment you see C6H12O6, you know it is a monosaccharide. Api balamu ape answers. What are the monosaccharides in our answers? So, yeah, now in A, that is C6H12O6, that means A is a monosaccharide. Glucose is a monosaccharide, glucose, fructose, fructose. If you look at just A, all the answers are correct because glucose is a monosaccharide, fructose is also a monosaccharide. Let's move to B. B is C12H22O11. C12H22O11 means that is a disaccharide. Balamu. Metara maltose tiano. So maltose is a disaccharide, okay. Then there is cellulose. Cellulose is a disaccharide, Lamai.
It is a polysaccharide.
No.
No, it is a polysaccharide, yes. What about starch and glycogen?
Polysaccharide.
Polysaccharides. Ehenang, ekam answer kai hariyane metana, that is the first. Sorry. That is the first answer, which is glucose maltose. Eka tamai harima combination eka. Then let's move on to next question. Question number 11. What is the type of biomolecules that contributes to the formation of living matter? What is the type of biomolecules that contribute to the formation of living matter? What is the answer?
Minerals?
This is very good. No, I can see why minerals, you thought of minerals, but it's actually nucleic acids. Metana lamai, ogana matakada api kiwwa, some of the compounds that make living matter, they are organic. Organic compounds are carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, nucleic acids, and also vitamins are organic too. Then there were another set which were inorganic. Inorganic minerals, gases, and water. Organic again. Main carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids. These main four only what we call biomolecules. Therefore, here the biomolecule that contributes to the formation of living matter is nucleic acid. It contains lipids, nucleic acids, and vitamins. Inorganic minerals, gases, and water. Out of all of this, in the organic set, the main four, which are carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids, we call them biomolecules. So the answer is the fourth one. Okay. Next one. Which of the following contains nitrogen as a constituent element? What do you think? One second. මේ question එකේ පොඩි error එකක් තියෙනවා again. මේක last batch මේ worksheet එක නෙවෙයි මේක අපි අලුතෙන් worksheet එකක් හැදුවා for this batch. But the person who made has made some errors, but I will check this again. මම මේ question එක වෙනස් විදිහකට ආන්නම් because this question is wrong here. What is glycerol? What are the elements present in glycerol? If I ask you what are the elements present in glycerol, what are they? Glycerol. No, wait. Which of the following contains nitrogen? No. Question is correct. My question is lamai. I'm sorry, my mistake. Did you all get an answer to this? Can I ask your answers, please? First one, okay. Others? Sucrose, okay. The question is correct. Huh? Glycerol, okay.
Fourth one.
Hmm?
Fourth one.
Fourth one, okay. Any others? No? Hari. අපි දන්නවා ළමයි glycerol කියලා කියන්නේ lipids. You know lipids are made up of fatty acids and glycerol. Fatty acids plus glycerol make lipids plus what? Lipids වල මොනවද කියන්නේ carbon, hydrogen, oxygen only. If lipids have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen only, glycerol will also have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen only. එහෙනම් මෙයා වෙන්න බෑ. It can't be glycerol. Sucrose. Sucrose is a carbohydrate. Neda. And the carbohydrate, sucrose is actually disaccharide. And you know carbohydrates only have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Again, nitrogen is not there. So sucrose cannot be the answer. Coconut oil මොනවද තියෙන්නේ වැඩිපුරම? Is it carbohydrates, proteins or lipids? Coconut oil.
Lipids.
Lipids, yes. Coconut oil mostly has lipids, and again we know the elements present in lipids is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. එහෙනම් මේ තුනම වෙන්න බෑ. So the amylase. කොහොමද amylase එන්නේ? To what category does amylase belong, Tamai? Is it a carbohydrate, protein, lipid or nucleic acid?
Nucleic acid.
Amylase. Are you sure? Amylase. We learned about amylase, no? අපි amylase එක පොඩි activity
Carbohydrate.
Protein.
Okay, I'm getting two answers. Carbohydrates and proteins. What do others think? Lamai, remember, when we learned enzymes, we learned about an activity with amylase because amylase is an enzyme. And enzymes are what? Enzymes are
Protein.
proteins. And we know proteins have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. This is a very good question. බලන්න මෙතන අපි steps කීපකින් හිතන්න ඕනේ. First we have to think, where did I learn amylase? ඒතර ඔයගොල්ලන් මතක් වෙනවා අර white tile එකේ අපි දාලා බලන්නේ. So that activity is amylase. Why did we do that activity? කියලා ඊළඟට හිතනවා. Then you remember what are enzymes? You remember enzymes are proteins. Then you try to remember what are the elements in proteins. Then you remember proteins have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Therefore, amylase also should have nitrogen because it is an enzyme and enzymes are proteins. Okay. Finally, which answer correctly shows the constituent elements present in nucleic acids?
First one.
First one. Yes. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen, and phosphorus. That is easy, ne? That is all for the multiple choice questions. Did you all understand everything up this point, Lamai? Give me a thumbs up, everybody. If you understood, give me a thumbs up. Anya, Chalukya, Dihansa, Hirumali, Joshua, Kushit, Netuli, Nikini, Ranitu, Sala, Sandaru, Sasheli, Tenuki, Shweta, Sitmi, Stephanie, and Tatsani. My thumbs up. That can take me a hand. Shenuki, is it clear?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So for the newcomers, you might not have a context because I don't know how you may or may not have learned this lesson. But anyhow, we will start the second lesson today. Hari, for today's homework, everybody mark. I'm sorry. For today's homework, everybody mark this short answer questions. So in short answer questions, we have question number 1, question 2, question 3, 4. Yes, we have 4 questions. So it shouldn't take too much time and this will be your homework for this week. Everybody, you must do the homework and come next week. Huh? Alright, then we will start today's lesson. Let me share the whiteboard. Sashali, amylase is an enzyme. Remember we learned in under proteins අපි කතා කරේ enzymes ගැන. Amylase is an enzyme. And enzymes fall under proteins, the category of proteins. Lamai, I have shared the whiteboard. Some of you may see it, some of you may not see it. For those of you who cannot see it, I will send a link in the main chat. So if you cannot see, click on that link and you will be able to view. Anithaka Lamai, one more thing. Ogalang Zoom එක use කරද්දී, because online classes I think you go regularly, but even if you don't go regularly, you are coming to this class. Zoom එකේ account එකක් හදලා ඒ account එකේ log වෙලා ඉන්න. Guest කෙනෙක් විදිහට Zoom එකට log වුණාම you miss certain tools. සමහර කටට whiteboard එකේම පේන්නේ නැහැ බලන්න බෑ if you are joining as a guest. But if you are joining with an account in Zoom, you can see. So here are technical issues in a pulwang. I don't know if you can you all see the whiteboard now?
Yes,
Yes. Yes. Okay. Harry. Put the topic. I have another homework for y'all. Other homework to mama hema danna. Today is 20th Jan, no? First homework is worksheet, short answer questions. Second homework is in the textbook, there is an exercise at the end of the lesson on page 21 and 22. Lesson 1, textbook exercise, page 21 and 22. These are your homework for this week. අනිවාර්යෙන් හැමෝම කරගෙන එන්න. Let me send the homework to the group real fast. Okay, I sent in the group as well. Okay, let's start today's lesson. Put the topic motion in a straight line. Motion in a straight line. Before we start this lesson, Lamai, keep in mind that this lesson is not difficult. However, sometimes when you, the lesson itself, you will understand, but sometimes when answering questions, you get it jumbled up. lesson okay? And then මේ lesson එකට ටිකක් bigger worksheet එකක් එනවා because there are more questions in past papers relevant to this lesson. So once we're done with the lesson, we properly learn the lesson and we do the worksheet properly. I don't think it will be a problem. You guys will be okay. But whatever the questions you have, please do ask. මොකද මේ lesson එක නැතනම් අමාරුයි. හරියට අහන් හිටියොත් තේරුම් ගත්තොත් it's easy. Okay. Now, Lamai, let's start it like this. Now here, there's a point like this. This is, let's say, point A. And there's a point here like this. This is point B. Okay. So, Balamu, apida, we are trying to move from point A to point B. Okay. So, let's say Senudi. Senudi goes from point A to point B in this path. Point A now, point B. And let's say that is 130 meters. And let's say Netuli. Netuli point A and point B in this path. This is 150 meters. And let's say Joshua. Joshua point A and point B it was a comparatively shorter path. Let's say this is 120 meters. And let's say Sandaru. Sandaru point A to point B යනවා ටිකක් දිග path එකක්. Sorry, 1 second. Let's say that is 200 meters. Then Mama. Okay. I go from A to B in this path. What is the path I take? I take this path from A to B. And that is okay. So different paths to move from A to B. One of you took 120, like traveled 120 meters to go from A to B. No problem. A is the starting point, B is the finishing point. A to B move velocity, 120 meters. Another one of you traveled 130 meters to move from A to B. Okay. Another one of you moved 150 meters to move from A to B. Okay. Another one of you moved 200 meters to move from A to B. And I took 100 meters to move from A to B. Out of all these distances, what is the shortest distance? Out of all of these, now if you take these distances, distances?
120.
100 meter. 100 meter.
Okay.
100 meters?
Yes.
100 meters.
Yes. If you look at the distances, 200 meters is there, 130 meters is there, 120 meters, 100 meters, and 150 meters. But if I ask you what is the shortest distance, 100 meters from with a shorter distance than 100 meters. Can anybody go from A to B with a shorter distance than 100 meters?
No.
Okay, Sashali says no. What do others think?
No.
And Joanne also says no.
No.
Yes. Yes, yes, the answer is no. Because A to B 100 meters වලට වඩා shorter distance එකකින් යන්න විදියක් නැහැ. Because you can see from A to B, this 100 meters is a perfect straight line. ඊට වඩා තව short වෙන්න බෑ path එක. එතකොට ළමයි, this shortest distance 100 meters, we call it displacement. ඔක්කොම ඒවා distances තමයි. 200 meters, 150 meters, 130 meters, 120 meters, 100 meters. They are all distances. Out of all the distances, the shortest distance from A to B, or the shortest distance from the starting point to the ending point, we have a special name. We call it displacement. Okay. So, here, Lianapa, displacement කියලා කියන්නේ shortest distance from the starting point to the finishing point. And in this example, displacement is 100 meters. Up to that point, is it clear, Lamai? Give me a thumbs up if you understood that. If anybody has any questions, let me know. Hari. Liyanne pa. I might change the note, so don't write and just listen. Okay. අපි ගමු මෙහෙම example එකක්. I'm going to talk about another example. So, a person starts a journey from this point. This is point X. Okay. Yeah, my journey ko start karla mehema yanawa me pattata. And then it comes to point Y. Okay, it comes to point Y. Then Y in the la ආයෙමත් අනිත් පැත්තට එනවා. Y වලට ගිහිලා Y ඉඳන් ආයෙමත් අනිත් පැත්තට එනවා. Like this and ends the journey here. The finishing point is Z. So I will mark the distances from X to Y. The distance is 320 meters. And Y to Z, the distance is 200 meters. So this person goes from X to Y and then comes back to the starting direction and stops the journey at Z. Can you all tell me what is the distance traveled? What is the distance person? What is the distance traveled by the person, Lamai?
320 meters.
Are you sure?
520 meters.
520.
Others, what do you think? Others?
520.
Okay. Distance of 320 meters and come back to Z at a distance of 200 meters. So this is the question. Yes, Lamai. Distance කියන්නේ totally කොච්චර move වෙලාද කියලා. So here මෙයා move කරලා තියෙන distance එක you can calculate as 320 plus 200. That would be 520. Very good. Now I'm going to ask you, what is the displacement of this person? What is the displacement?
120 meters.
Okay, I get one answer as 120 meters. තවත් answer එකක් එනවා 120 meters කියලා. Good. ඔයගන්ට වැඩේ තේරිලා තියෙනවා. Starting point is Z. මුළු journey එකම ගත්තාම ending point. Sorry. Starting point is X. Journey, the end point is Z. Now, may I X in the Y. Y distance travel. But displacement is the shortest distance between the starting point and the ending point. Starting point is Z, ending point, sorry, X. Ending point is Z. එතන අතරේ කොච්චර gap එකක් තියෙනවද? 320 minus 200, that would be 120. Is it clear? Am I lagging? 1 second. Wait. Lama, can you all hear me now without lagging?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. All right. So displacement is okay. Displacement is therefore 120 meters. If anybody didn't understand that, please let me know. All good? Shall we start writing? Sashili, any question? Hirumali, any question? Harada. Okay, we'll start writing. Can you all draw this and write this? Distances, shortest distance, medically balang. Make it fast, Namaya. I'm not going to give you too much time. Quickly write. Any newcomers, if you're interested in continuing the class, I'm sending a link in the main chat. A link register so that my assistant will call you and send you the details. If anyone's continuing the class only, yeah. A link again, nothing. You can just send me a WhatsApp message.
Teacher.
Otherwise, you can click on the link. Yes.
I can't see the right side of the note.
How about now?
Okay, teacher.
Can see now?
Okay, I can see.
Okay, great. Quickly write. Okay, Hirumali. Let me explain that part. Here, what I said was, now this person has traveled from X to Y and then from Y back to Z. So the total distance traveled is here 320, here 200, altogether 520. Displacement is always the shortest distance from the starting point to the finishing point. Here the starting point is Z, the finishing, X, and the finishing point is Z. What is the gap between these? Here the total gap, the total distance is 320. Here this is 200. In a 320 vali 200 adukarama, you get the distance between X and Z. That is 120. Kirumal, is it clear? Okay, all right. I'm moving the board back to the top, Lamai, so you can write.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay. Okay, right, Lamai. In a bit, I will move the board down so that you can see the rest. We'll move the board down a bit. And Lamai, while you write this, give me 1 minute. I have to plug my laptop to the charger. Give me a minute. The board down a bit more.
ಇದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡಿ
Let me know when you're done, Lamai. Okay. Okay. Fathers, I will give you 1 more minute. Quickly finish. Okay. Okay. Let's move on. Now, Lamai, so here we talked about the distance and we talked about the displacement. There are certain quantities which we call scalar quantities. Scalar quantities Lamai, when it comes to excuse me, when it comes to scalar quantities, something like this. Now, when you take all the physical quantities, what are the physical quantities? We can take distance, we can take displacement, we can take mass, then we can take length, volume, height, what else? The time. මේ වගේ ගොඩාක් physical quantities තියෙනවානේ. Some of these physical quantities we call them scalar quantities. ලියන්න එපා මේක, just listen. Some of them we call them scalar quantities. Scalar quantities mean that you can explain or you can write them only using the value. Example එකක් විදිහට අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම distance. Distance is a scalar quantity. So here when if I say that I traveled 15 kilometers to go to work. Here the distance is 15 kilometers. And if you take here, this person's distance is 520 meters. If you take here, there are different distances, 200, 130, 120, 100, 150. So distance, therefore, is a scalar quantity. Scalar කියන අනිකම් value එක විතරක් කිව්වම ඇති. හැබැයි ළමයි, there are another set of quantities called vector quantities. When it comes to vector quantities, unlike scalar quantities, you have to not only give the value, but also tell the direction. Eකට example එකක් තමයි displacement. So you might wonder, now in this particular example, අපි displacement මේ example එක ගත්තොත් අපි displacement එකට value එකක් විතරයි ලියුවේ. In this example also for displacement we only wrote a value. But actually lamai, when you consider vector quantities, you don't just give the value. Value එක විතරක් නෙවෙයි or direction එකත් කියන්න ඕනේ. එහෙනම් මෙතන කොහොමද ඒක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ? Now here the displacement is the shortest distance. That means from A to B the shortest distance is 100 meters. And that is what we said is the displacement. එතකොට ඔයා මෙතන 100 meters කියලා value එක කියද්දී you also have to tell the direction from A to B. So direction එක ඔයාට කේක් විදිහට කියන්න පුළුවන්. Left, right, north, east, south, west. Or in this particular example, you don't know whether this is left or right or north or east, south, west. මොනවද දන්නේ නැහැ. But you know the direction is from A to B. A ඉඳන් B ට displacement එක. එහෙනම් මම direction එක ලියනවා from A to B කියලා. When I write as from A to B, you get an idea about the direction. මෙතන දාගන්න බලන්න මම direction එක from A to B කියලා. Write the direction. In this example, you wrote the displacement as 100 meters within brackets, right, from A to B. That is the direction. Then here, displacement එකේ again you can write මෙතන x ඉඳන් z වෙනකන් නේ. එහෙනම් displacement එකේ direction එක from x to z. එයා x ඉඳන් y ගිහිලා y ඉඳන් z වලට ඇවිල්ලා. ඒ කියන්නේ shortest distance එක x to z, that is 120 meters. There also you have to give the direction, not just the value. Distance you can just give the value, but displacement you have to give the value and the direction. මෙතන ලියාගන්න displacement within brackets from x to z. Now මෙන්න මේක අපි පොඩ්ඩක් ලියා ගන්න ඕනේ. So put a topic, subtopic, scalar and vector quantities. Put a topic, scalar and vector quantities. Put the topic scalar and vector quantities and then when make a balance. Physical quantity scalar, you put two arrows to both sides. Some quantities are scalar, some quantities are vector. I will explain this further, but first let's write it slowly. I just asked you to write this so far. And I explained a bit using distance and displacement, but I will explain it further. Can you see the board, Shanaz? Okay. How about now? Zoom it in or zoom out? Can you see the board now, Shanaz? It's okay, Shanaz. I will send you the recording. Send me a reminder. I will send the recording for the previous part that you missed. But here, it's only been a little while since we started this lesson. We were actually discussing the worksheet that I sent in the group. Quickly write. I'll give you 1 more minute to finish writing. So here, Lamai, as I said, scalar, okay, so some of you are done writing, others, as I said, scalar quantities now, you can just write the value only. That is enough. Example is distance that we talked about earlier. Other examples are speed, time, mass. They are all scalar quantities. Speed can api isarata katha karana, so don't worry about it too much. As long as you understand distance, that is enough at this point. Vector quantities kiyanne, you can describe them not only using the value, but also the direction. That is why we went above and changed the displacement to the values as well. Isara uda api displacement okogema direction ekak dammane. Here from A to B, here from X to Z. I will give another example question. It will be clearer then. So displacement is not the only vector quantity. There is velocity, there is acceleration, force, weight. They are all examples. Metana, velocity, acceleration, both of these we will discuss in the future. Force, weight, so don't worry about it too much. As long as you understand displacement at this point, that is more than enough. Done writing, Lamai?
Yes, please.
Okay. Anybody who needs more time? Okay, so I will, yes, to move, one second, move Karan, how about now, Janas? Can you see it now?
Yeah.
I was, okay. I'll send the whiteboard, no, whiteboard link also. Okay. I will give you a small question. I want you all to try this alone. My question again. A person starts a journey from, let's say a student, journey from his school and travels north to a distance of, let's say, to a distance of, let's say, 6 kilometers. From this, sorry, to his class. From the class, he travels a distance of 8 kilometers to the east to reach his home. A student starts a journey from his school and he travels north to his class, and then from the class he travels 8 kilometers to the east. Roman number 1, what is the total display distance of the student? Roman number 2, what is the total displacement of this journey? Mommy, excuse me. Draw a diagram representing this information. Let's make it Roman number 1, and then this is Roman number 2. Can you all try this question real fast? Just a very simple sketch is enough for the diagram. Make it then 5 minutes. It's 8:27 by 8:28 by 8:33, 34. Make it fast. Quickly write the question first, and then while writing the question, write the answer as well. Quickly. Let me know when you're done, Lamai. Okay, others also let me know. Lamai, let's discuss Roman number 1. Must step by step enna. You may have finished drawing the diagram, Nene. Balamapi. A student starts the journey from his school and travels north. So this is the school. Let's say this is the school. And travels north. So let's say this is the class. How long does the student travel north? 6 kilometers. And then from that, he travels a distance of 8 kilometers to the east to reach his
Miss,
home. What is it,
when
Sarah?
we drawing, we should keep the rule and see the measurement and draw.
Not really necessary. As I said, just a sketch would be enough. If you drew with the ruler, it's okay. I mean, that might give you more accurate results. But and then there's a different way to get the displacement. Okay.
Okay, Miss.
Okay. So here this is it, and you can see this is a right angle. So this is a sketch, no? From school north to the class 6 kilometers, home east 8 kilometers. Once. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. What is the total? This is a sketch. Okay, move forward. In another 1 minute, I will discuss Roman number 2. Okay, Roman number 2. What is the total distance of the students then traveled by? So what is the total distance traveled by the students, Amai?
14 kilometers.
Okay, others?
14 kilometers.
Good. Distance is the total distance traveled, right? So 6 kilometers and then from there another 8 kilometers. When you add, you get 14 kilometers. So you don't have to mention the distance because it's a scalar quantity. Okay. In another 1 minute, I will discuss Roman number 3. Okay, Lama, how would we find the displacement? You know the displacement is the shortest distance between the starting point and the ending point. Here the starting point of the entire journey is school. Ending point of the entire journey is home. ඒ දෙන්න අතර තියෙන shortest distance එක කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේක නේද? Can you see that? මෙහෙම 6 kilometers ගිහලා එතන ඉඳන් 8 kilometers යන එක distance no. So if you take the starting point, that is school, ending point is home. Displacement is the shortest distance between the school and home. This is displacement. How do we find displacement here? I'm getting some answers in the chat box. What do others think? How do I find displacement here?
Miss, I didn't understand.
Okay. We can discuss. What about others?
By applying Pythagorean relation.
Good. Yes. That is the only way to find displacement here. How the Pythagoras දැම්මේ වෙන? If you didn't do it because you didn't understand, that is totally justified. It's okay because we are trying to learn this part still. But anybody who used Pythagoras and found the answer for displacement?
10 kilometers.
Yes. Okay, good. Pythagoras තමයි දාන්න ඕනේ because this is a triangle with a right angle. එහෙනම් we can apply Pythagoras. So displacement එක මම I will use a letter like x. You know x squared equals, this distance is 6, this distance is 8. So 6 squared plus 8 squared. 6 squared is 36, 8 squared is 64. 36 plus 64 is 100. That is x squared, no? X squared. Then x kiyanne square root of 100, which is 10. Then displacement would be 10 kilometers. Do we just write 10 kilometers and stop it there? Answer is 10 kilometers, but do we just stop there or do we write anything else here? What kind of a quantity is displacement? Is it a scalar quantity or a vector quantity?
Vector quantity.
Okay. Then do I just write the value or is there something else I can write here?
The direction.
Good. How can we write the direction? How did you all write the direction?
Northeast.
Okay, yes. මේ උඩට තියෙන north, පැත්තට තියෙන east. උඩට තියෙන north, පැත්තට තියෙන east. The distance between north and east, we call it northeast. So this is in the northeast direction. So northeast is correct, but if you just write from school to home, that is also okay. Direction එක ගැන idea එකක් එන්නේ. If you just write from school to home, that is also okay. But since the directions are given, better to write in the northeast direction. In the northeast direction. That is about that question. Did everybody understand? Can you please give me a thumbs up? Javindu, any question? Okay. Okay, Lamai. Then let's move on to the next step. Yes, I will explain again. Here now, 6 kilometers from school to class. Then 8 kilometers from class to home. Then what is the total distance that the student has traveled? 6 here, 8 here. So 6 plus 8 is 14. Then what is the displacement? Displacement is the shortest distance. So starting point is school, ending point is home. You have to find the shortest distance. මෙතන shortest distance කියන්නේ මේකනේ. ඒක හොයන්න නම් ඔයා මෙතන rule එකෙන් measure කරලා ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. This is you can 6 kilometers you can measure using 6 centimeters. 8 kilometers you can draw using 8 centimeters. then displacement එක 10 centimeters කියලා එයි, then that would be 10 kilometers. You can draw it like that, or you can use Pythagoras. Pythagoras වල මේ hypotenuse එකේ square එක equal to the square of the other two sides. Here 6 squared plus here 8 squared. So 6 squared is 36, 8 squared is 64. When you add 36 and 64, you get 100. So x squared is 100. If x squared is 100, x is 10. 10 times 10 is 100, so x is 10. Therefore, displacement is 10 kilometers in the northeast direction. Sala, is it clear?
Yes, miss.
Okay, good. Put the topic speed. Speed. මාත් එක්කම ළමයි points දෙකක් ලියා ගමු. After writing, I will explain. Quickly write. Quickly write. Once you are done writing, I will explain. What is the unit of distance, Lama? What is the unit of distance?
Meters.
Meters. And what is the standard unit of time?
Seconds.
Seconds. So distance, yes, you are right. Distance can be measured as in centimeters, meters, kilometers, decimeters. There are so many units. But the standard or the SI unit for distance is meters. The standard unit for time or the SI unit for time is seconds. So, Lamai, the unit of speed is uda distance, that is meters. Yata time, that is seconds. When you bring seconds to the top, S minus 1 kilo. So, ms minus 1 is the unit of speed. Unit of speed is ms minus 1. Uda distance, that is meters. In the denominator, it's seconds. When you bring seconds to the top, it becomes S minus 1. Minus 1 kilo, good question. Here, now let's say, now the numerator has M. The denominator has S. You know, මෙතන 1 එකක් තියෙනවානේ. S to the power 1 is S. මෙතන 1 එකක් තියෙනවා. 1, it doesn't mean anything. That's why I don't put 1 there. I just leave it as it is, but there is always a 1 here. Whenever I bring something in the denominator to the numerator, or when I bring something in the numerator to the denominator, the power changes the sign. Here 1 එක මම ලිව්වේ නැති වුණාට මෙතන power 1 එකක් තියෙනවා. When I bring this from the denominator to the numerator, the sign of the power changes. Initially, it was just 1. That means plus 1. Now the sign changes to minus 1. Whenever you change anything from the denominator to the numerator or from the numerator to the denominator, the sign of the index changes from minus to plus or plus to minus. That's why we got a minus there. Is it clear? Okay. All right, Lama. Now we'll try an example. I'm getting a small table from the textbook because if we start drawing the table, it will take a long time. Let's look at this motion. Don't write anything. Then උඩට ලිව්වට පස්සේ එතනින් එහාට මොනවත් තියන්න එපා. Look at this one. When you look at this one, බලන්න time එක seconds වලින් calculate කරලා තියෙනවා. 0 in a first second, 8 in a second, from that third second, fourth second, fifth second, and sixth second. So altogether, time is measured in 6 seconds. Then each second, they have written the distance traveled. Traversed, travel matama. Balanna, when the time moves from 0 seconds to the first second, how much has the distance increased? Time එක 0 second එකේ ඉඳලා පළවෙනි second එකට යද්දී how much has the distance increased?
3.
3. So distance has increased by 3. So plus 3 meters. Then when the time increases from the first second to the second second, how much has the distance increased? ඒ කියන්නේ time එක පළවෙනි second එක ඉඳලා දෙවෙනි second එකට යද්දී කොච්චර distance එක increase වෙලාද? Yes?
Another 3 meters.
Another 3 meters. I mean 3 meters, here 6 meters. From 3 meters to 6 meters, another 3 meters has increased. So again, plus 3 meters. When time moves from the second second to the third second, how much has the distance increased?
3.
3. Again 3. දෙවනි second එකේ ඉඳලා තුන්වෙනි second එකට time එක 1 second එකක් වැඩි වෙද්දී distance එක වැඩි වෙලා තියෙනවා 3 meters වලින්. ආයේ third ඉඳලා fourth second එකට තව 1 second එකක් වැඩි වෙලා distance එක කොච්චර වැඩි වෙලාද?
Yes.
How much has the distance increased?
4.
3 meters.
From 9 meters to 12 meters, it is 3 meters, no? Again, another plus 3. Then fourth second to the fifth second, another 1 second has increased. The distance has again increased by another 3 meters. From fifth second to the sixth second, time has increased another second and distance has increased by another 3 meters. Can you see, Lamai? Each second, when time is increasing by 1 second, always the distance traveled has increased by the same amount. හැම වෙලේම time එක 1 second එකක් වැඩි වෙද්දී distance එක හැම වෙලේම එකම amount එකකින් වැඩි වෙලා තියෙනවා. Each second the distance has increased by 3 meters. So here we can see at each second the distance increase is the same, that is 3 meters. මේ වගේ වෙලාවට the speed we call it uniform speed. Here the speed is called uniform speed or අපි තව කියනවා ඒකට constant speed. I have a second එකේම distance has increased by the same amount. We call it the uniform speed or the constant speed. Okay. So how do I calculate the speed here? Speed equals ඔයාට ඕන එකක් calculate කරන්න පුළුවන්. Let's say මෙන්න මේ first 2 seconds වල calculate කරා කියලා. Here the distance traveled. So 6 meters divided by 2 seconds. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And speed වල unit එක meters per second. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයාට ගන්න පුළුවන් first 4 seconds. If you take the first 4 seconds, the distance is 12 meters, time is 4 seconds. So 12 meters, time is 4 seconds. 12 divided by 4 is 3 meters per second. You still get the same speed. Or you can get the entire 6 seconds. Then the distance traveled is 8 meters, time is 6 seconds. Then 8 meters divided by 6 seconds, still the answer would be 3 meters per second. Whatever you get, answer will still be the same, 3 meters per second. Why? Because it is uniform speed. Did you all understand that?
No, miss.
Which part did you not understand? And what about others?
The calculation, the 6.
Okay, did you understand up to this point?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Calculation එකේ මෙහෙමයි වෙන්නේ. Let me explain that again. Others also listen. You know speed. How do we calculate speed? Distance divided by time. Okay. I will write that. Distance divided by time. If the object is moving in uniform speed or constant speed, ඔයා කැමති තැනකින් ඔයාට distance එකයි time එකයි අරන් calculation එක කරන්න පුළුවන්. හිතන්න ඔයා ගන්නවා කියලා මෙන්න මේ කොටස. If you take this part, what is the total distance traveled in the path that I squared? What is the total distance traveled? Sala? Mettanta 3 meters, 6 meters, and 9 meters. So if you take this
18.
part, the distance is 9 meters, right? Didn't you
Full
understand that?
total, right?
Sorry?
The total amount, right?
Not the total. Can you see the part that I'm squaring here?
Yes, miss.
Yeah, here what is the total distance? What is the distance in the path that I squared? Distance moved.
9, right?
9, yes. What is the time taken for that?
3.
3. And our distance is 9 meters. Time is 3 seconds. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. And the unit of speed is meters per second. MS minus 1. Is that clear, Sala? Up to that
Yes,
point?
miss.
Yes. If you want to, you can get the whole thing as well. If you get the total journey, what is the total distance? Total journey ka gatot, what is the total distance?
6 ms minus 1.
No, the distance only I'm asking.
18 meters.
Okay. Yes, 18 meters. What is the total time?
6.
6 seconds, yes. 18 divided by 6 is also 3. So that will also be 3 ms minus 1. Say the same answer. Or uniform speed in the you can get the speed from anywhere. It will be the same answer. If you like, you can get the speed only using this part. If you take this part, what is it, Senila?
When we take 0, what's the answer?
You can't just take 0. 0 got to distance time. But I mean, you have to take a considerable distance moved and a considerable time. You can take this part. Just 0 value 0 divided by 0 is 0. No? Is it clear, Sanila?
Yes.
Okay. If you take this part, the distance is 3, time is 1. So distance is 3, time is 1. So 3 divided by 1 is 3 meters per second. Still the same answer. Why speed is constant? දිගටම තියෙන එකම speed එක. ඕගලන් කැමති නම් මේව ගන්න පුළුවන්. This part. If you take this part, distance is 12 meters, time is 4 seconds. Distance is 12 meters, time is 4 seconds. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Unit is ms minus 1 meters per second. Still the same answer. ඒක හින්දා ළමයි, when you take an instance with uniform speed, whichever section you get to consider, like whichever section you consider to get the calculation, it will always be the same answer. Is it clear to everybody? Anita, I'm only getting a few thumbs ups. Sasheli, I will answer your question. But up to that point, what about others? Come on, lamai. Thumbs up එකක් දෙන්න නැහැ
Understood,
කියලා.
yes.
What is it, Shanas?
Understood.
Understood. Okay. All right. So another question I have gotten is, what is uniform speed or constant speed? මෙන්න මේ වගේ motion එකක speed එකට ඔයා කියන්නේ uniform speed or constant speed. What is special about this motion? Every second that increases, distance always increases by the same amount. First හැම second එකටම distance එක වැඩි වෙන්නේ 3 meters වලින්. If each second the distance is increasing by the same amount, that means that motion has a uniform speed. So a motion එකේ speed එකට අපි කියනවා uniform speed or constant speed. So I will write it here. This speed is not just speed, it is uniform speed. හරිද? Others, okay. Others, what are the other doubts you all have? Okay. මම මේ ටික erase කරන්න තියමුද අපි? If you want, you can write this part as well. Then you have more context, ne? හරි. අපි ලියන්න පටන් ගමු මේක, because there's another type of motion that we have to discuss, but we will discuss this first. මුලින්ම star එකක් දාලා put a nice star here because this is very important. We are talking about one type of a motion. Then we have to talk about another type, but first let's write this. Quickly
Should we
write
write the table also?
What is it, Sasheli?
Should we write the table also?
Yeah, better to draw the table. Natang
Okay.
idea එකක් නැති වෙනවා. Write the table. Chop, chop, fast. Lamai, while you write, give me 2 minutes. Huh? I'll quickly be back. Done, lamai? Okay. I'll give you like 2-3 more minutes. Quickly finish.
Finish.
Okay. For others, I'll give you 2 more minutes. Okay. Okay. Let's move on. Now, I'm gonna, we'll talk about another motion. Anybody who needs more time for this? Okay, let's move on. Now don't write anything, huh? Now don't write anything, just listen. Again, I'm getting another table for a motion from the textbook. We'll check this one out and see how different this is from what we learned earlier. 1 second. Okay. Now let's look at this one. On හැමෝම answer කරන්න ඕනේ. When time has increased 1 second, from 0 second to the first second, time has increased by 1 second. How much has the distance increased here?
3.
3. The distance has increased by 3 meters, from 0 meters to 3 meters. Then when time increases from the first second to the second second, පළවෙනි second එකේ ඉඳන් දෙවෙනි second එකට time එක වැඩි වෙද්දී, how much has the distance increased?
By 2 seconds.
Yes. 3 meters to 5 meters, it has increased by 2 meters. Good. From second second to the third second, how much has the distance increased?
4 meters.
4 meters. 5 meters in the 9 meters, it has increased by 4 meters. From third second to the fourth second, how much has the distance increased?
3 meters.
Yes, 3 meters. From fourth second to the fifth second, how much has the distance increased?
4
4
meters.
4 meters. Good. In the chat box also I'm getting answers. Good. From fifth second to the sixth second,
2 meters. 2 meters.
2 meters. Good. Now there's a problem from what we learned in the previous one. In the previous one, every second the distance increased was the same, by the same amount. But here, at each second, the distance increased is different. මෙතන 3 වලින් වැඩි වෙලා 2 වලින් වැඩි වෙලා 4 3 4 2. Likewise, every second the distance increased is not the same, right? So here, at each second, the distance increase is not by the same amount. So here we can't call this uniform speed. Uniform speed now, every second the distance increase should be the same. But here, every second the distance increase is not the same. Therefore, here, this is not uniform speed. This is not uniform or constant speed. කියන්නේ මෙතන අපිට uniform speed or constant speed ගැන කතා කරන්න බෑ. එහෙනම් මෙතන අපි මොනවා ගැනද කතා කරන්නේ? ළමයි, if it is not uniform speed, that means at each second the distance increase is not the same. At an instance like that, the speed that we are talking about is something called the mean speed. Uniform speed නෙවෙයි මේක. මෙතනදී හැම සෙකන්ඩ් එකේම distance එක වැඩි වෙලා තියෙන equal amount එකකින් නෙවෙයි. ඒක හින්දා අපි average එකක් තමයි ගන්න. Average වලට තව වචනයක් තමයි mean කියලා කියන්නේ. Here I am taking the mean speed. Therefore, here we consider the mean speed. I'll show you how to get the mean speed. මොනවත් ලියන්න එපා, බලා ගන්න. මෙහෙමයි mean speed ගන්න. Mean speed equals total distance traveled. I hope my handwriting is readable. Divided by total time taken. Total distance traveled divided by the total time taken. This is how we calculate the mean speed. What is the total distance traveled in this particular motion, Lamai?
18 meters.
18 meters. What is the total time taken for this motion?
6 seconds.
6 seconds. Now we divide 18 by 6. We get the answer as 3. Speed value unit ms minus 1. So I put the same unit. මෙහෙම තමයි මෙතන. So මෙතන there you don't have different options. If you remember in uniform speed, you can consider any part of the motion and calculate and you will get the same speed. But here it's not the same because this is not uniform speed. ඇයි මෙතන හැම second එකේම distance increase is not the same. Therefore here we are getting an average. We call it a mean speed. So how do we calculate the mean speed? You can't just take from any spot. We take the total distance and we divide it by the total time. Total distance is 18 meters divided by the total time is 6 seconds. And you get the answer as 3 ms minus 1. Is that clear to you? Thumbs up if you understood. Others? Okay, then can you all quickly write this as well? අද අපි velocity වල චුට්ටක් කරන්න try කරමු. This lesson is anyways a 3 class lesson. ඒ කියන්නේ දවස් 3ක් යන lesson එකක්. Kind of long. Quickly finish. Quickly write this. If you have any questions, you can ask. Done, Lamai? For all the newcomers, I have sent a link in the main chat. If you are interested in continuing the class, you can register from that link. I will also send the link to the waiting group. I'm sure that all of you are in the waiting group, so I will send it in the waiting group as well. Okay, one more minute. Quickly finish. Okay, Lamai. Can you all tell me, is speed a scalar quantity or a vector quantity? This is something we discussed earlier.
Scalar quantity.
It is a scalar quantity. So you just have to write the value only. You don't have to write the direction. Okay, then let's move on to our next section. That is velocity. Put a topic, velocity. Up to this point, Lama, I hope everything is clear. If you have any questions, you can ask. Put a topic, velocity. අපි මුලින්ම ලියලා එමු sentences දෙක තුනක් and then I will explain. Na? මාත් එක්කම ලියන්න. Do you all have sports meet these days, Nanu? At school? Yes. Are you all going to have the term test? Because I heard some schools don't have the first term test. Are you all having the first term test? Did they say anything about that yet?
Teacher, it's going to be on March or something.
March?
We also
March.
have
Ah,
it.
okay. Huh?
We also have it on March.
March. Okay. March is the normal time to have it. So if you have it, okay. Okay. I heard in some schools the first term test will be in May. Some other schools the first term test එක නෑ කියලා තිබ්බා මට students කීප දෙනෙක්.
Teacher, still the first term hasn't been started.
Ah, really? When is it starting?
It's going to be starting on Thursday or something.
So your school didn't start yet?
Yes, teacher.
So
Our
it's still
school.
the holiday. What is it, Sanila? Did your school start?
No, teacher.
Ah, so you guys are still on vacation. Ah, කොහොමත් exams are මේ හින්දා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට vacation නැතිනේ.
Yes, teacher.
And right. So you're still in grade 9. Okay. Okay. ඒකයි ළමයි after COVID the problem is I also have lost track of the schools. එක එක schools එක එක levels වල එක එක තැන් වල ඉන්නේ. සමහර අය December වලම grade 10 පටන් අරගෙන. සමහර අය January වල පටන් ගත්තා. And then today I got to know that in some of the schools this week you're starting grade 10 tomorrow or Thursday. So I have actually lost track. Okay. I think you will again be getting not international schools, national schools. You will be getting another holiday in February, neither because O levels is there.
Yes,
On
teacher.
February 13th, teacher.
13th. For how long will that be? Until O levels is over.
Until I think March 14th or something.
Yeah, O level exam stations තියෙනවනේ. එහෙම වුණත් March වල first term test එක තියන්න බෑ නේද ළමයි? I think it will be postponed to May or something. And then the schools will rush to finish the syllabus. ඒකින්ද ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඔක්කොම ටික දැන් ඉගෙන ගත්තාම ස්කූල් එකේ කරාද it will only be like a revision. Now you are learning all of this now. Okay. So I don't think you'll have it in March if the school is starting now. For national schools, February again you have exams. Only 10 days. Only 10 days as in the exams or the holidays you mean, February holidays. All right. Okay, February 17th ne O-level start karanne. Then ape lamai tika yanawa February 17th, the passing batch. Okay, interesting. Right, it's okay. Api ape pace ekata yamu, api karagena yamu, it doesn't matter the speed or the pace at schools, because I know different schools go at different paces. It's okay. Api karana vidira karagena gihila ikmata ivara karamu. So long term, the goal is to finish the syllabus as soon as possible so that we can start grade 11 as soon as possible. මොකද ළමයි grade 11 දැන් ඔය යන February වල යන batch එකෙත් එහෙමයි. අපි syllabus ඉවර කරා ගොඩක් කලින්. ඉවර කරා කියන අන්තිමට චුට්ටක් ඉතුරුනා. We did it later on. But we started the past paper revision really early. Even though you're still in grade 10 and you're very new to this O-level drama yet, no? But still, you have to remember that overall ultimate goal is O-levels. You all are still in grade 10 first term, samarage first term start karlat ne. All of that is true, but keep in mind where your ultimate goal is. Right? Ultimate goal is O-levels. O-levels which will happen in 2027. එතකොට අපි දැන් කරන් යද්දිනොත් අපේ හැමලෙම ඔළුවේ තියෙන්න ඕනේ මොකද්ද end goal එක. End goal එක තමයි next year June July වගේ වෙද්දී අපි entire grade 10 and 11 syllabuses ඉවර කරලා we have to start the past paper revision. ඒකට ඕනේ foundation එක දැන් ඉඳන් දාගෙන යන්න ඕනේ. So if I mean of course you have to understand everything that we are doing. While understanding, it's better to speed up a bit. පොඩක් fast යමු. හැබැයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ හැමෝම හැම එකක්ම understand කරන්න ඕනේ. That's why I always ask, did you understand? Did you understand? Do you all have questions? Because we have to make sure everybody understands. Because this is a group class. Group class එක එක්කෙනෙක්වත් මගදී හලලා යන්නේ නැහැ අපි. කෙනෙක්වත් මගදී දාලා යන්න බෑ. හැමෝම එකට යන්න ඕනේ. Right? Maths classes වගේ නෙවෙයි. ඒකයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ since you are in a group class, take that advantage. So in a group class, you don't have to be very shy to ask questions or to discuss things, right? I always encourage asking questions all the time, to discuss, to get your input, your feedback, right? That's very important. Ekinda questions ahaneva. If you have any doubt in whatever the situation, if you have doubts, please do ask. That is the advantage of being in a class with less number of students. You have that access and you have that individual attention. Now I remember some of your names very well. හැමෝගෙම මගේ නම් ටික දැන් මට shape එකේ මතකයි. I mean, it's been like a little more than 1 month නේ. කොහොමරි ඒකයි. So take that advantage. And එහෙම අපි හැමෝම will understand everything, we'll learn everything very well, and we will move a bit fast. ඉක්මනට යමු. තේරුම් අරගෙන ඔක්කොම හරියට කරගෙන ඉක්මනට යමු. එතකොට අපි දැන් ඉඳන් ඉක්මනට කරගෙන ගියොත් last minute we don't have to stress out. Last minute could be the term test or it could be O-levels, it could be anything, right? So එතකොට මොන term test එක ආවත් මොන O-levels නෙවෙයි O-levels ආවත් term test ආවත් mock exams ආවත් mid term test ආවත් මොන ආවත් we don't have to be afraid because we have covered everything and අපි last minute වෙනකන් ඉන්නේ we are even doing questions now. So for every lesson, that's why I'm doing the worksheet, then you guys are familiar with questions. එතකොට term එක ඉවර වෙනකන් ඉඳලා past paper questions කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. You are doing past paper questions now itself. So ඒකයි මම කියන්නේ worksheets ටික ඔක්කොම අනිවාර්යෙන් කරගෙන එන්න. Whatever the homework I give, make sure you do that homework. And if you're getting absent, make sure you inform me. And also, if you get absent and you miss that class, make sure you get the recording. You cannot afford to miss classes, lamai. The classes can be unavoidable, that is totally understandable. ඔගාන විතරක් නෙමෙයි මටත් එහෙම unavoidable දේවල් එනවා. එහෙම වුණාම මාත් සමහරවට classes postpone කරනවා. So that is okay, but ඒකට responsible වෙලා make sure you get the recording from me. Last week we didn't have the class නේ. ඒකට කලින් සතියේ attendance form එක මම දාලා ඇති. Today also the attendance sheet I will put in the group. So ඒක දාන්නේ ඔයගලන්ට absent වුණා කියලා මතක නැත්නම් when you see the attendance sheet you know I got absent, I have to get the recording. Right? ඔයගලන් WhatsApp එකේ message එකක් දාන්න I want the recording කියලා then I'll send the record. Okay? So ඒකින්ද absent වෙනවා නම් ඒකට responsibility ගන්න because your life is your choices. Okay? Because I don't remember everybody who got absent. මේ absent වුණා, මේ absent වුණා, මෙයාට recording යවන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම මතක හිටින්නේ නැහැ මට. Because there's a lot of students, you know. So sometimes I remember and sometimes ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඉල්ලන්න කලින්ම සමහර අය මතක් වුණා මම යවන recording එක. හැබැයි එහෙම හැමෝගෙම මට මතක හිටින්නේ නැහැ. That's not practical නේ. ඒකින්ද for your life you take the responsibility. It's your choices. So දැන් මොන හරි miss වුණොත් මැදදී ඔයගලන්ට break වුණොත් මම කියන්නේ මොකද දැන් February වල ළමයි යනවනේ O levels ලියන්න. So there are so many examples. සමහර ළමයි මැදදී miss කරගත්තට පස්සේ ඔක්කොම miss වෙනවා එක දිගට. So ඒව ගොඩක් base කරගෙන තමයි මම ඔයගලන්ට මේ advice එක දෙන්නේ because you all are just starting out. You have plenty of time. So during that time don't make any silly mistakes. මොකක් හරි එකක් miss වුණොත් මේක ඒ වෙලේම අහලා හරි නැත්නම් ඔයගලන්ට මොන හරි දෙයක් miss වෙච්ච lessons යනවා මොන හරි ඒක මට personally කතා කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. Again, you all are in a group class. You can talk to me anytime, even on WhatsApp, or you can just give me a call also. Okay. Because let's say you miss the second lesson, motion in a straight line lesson එක miss වුණා කියන්න. ඒක miss වුණාට පස්සේ එතනින් එහාට ගොඩක් ඒවා ගන්න miss වෙනවා. Especially physics වලටත් වඩා chemistry වල. Chemistry we didn't start yet, but when you start chemistry, you will see all the chemistry lessons are linked together. If you miss one chemistry lesson, එතන break එකක් වෙනවා. එතනින් එහාට ඔක්කොම ටික වලට තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක හින්දා whatever lessons you miss, whatever classes you miss, be responsible, take responsibility for that, and make sure you get the recording, and not just getting the recording, make sure you watch the recording before the next class. ඒක මම ගොඩක්ම mainly කියන්නේ මොකද පහුගිය batches වල වෙච්ච දේවල් එක්ක තමයි සමහර ළමයි absent වුණාම එක දවසක් absent වුණාම ඊළඟ දවසේ ආවම දැන් තේරෙන්නේ නැහැනේ කලින් දවසක absent වුණා recording එක ඉල්ල ගත්තෙත් නැහැ. So don't understand anything the next day. So next day තෙපා වෙලා කලින් leave වෙනවා class එක. So ඊතර ඒ දවස් ටිකක් miss වෙනවා. එහෙම මේක chain reaction එක වගේ වෙනවා එක දිගට. ඒකින්ද තමයි කියන්නේ දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ මුල කාලේ ඉඳන්ම හිමින් සැරේ properly වැඩ ටික කරන් යන්න. තාම මුල දවස් ටිකනේ it's still the beginning, I don't have to take it serious. එහෙම හිතන්න නැතුව just properly do everything and be serious about it. Okay. දැන් ඉඳන් හිමින් සැරේ කරගෙන ගියාම උගන්න stress එකක් නැහැ. නැත්නම් last minute it's a lot of stress. Okay. All right. So we will finish the class from here. For the newcomers, you can let me know on the chat box, let me know on WhatsApp, or you can click on the link and register through that link if you want to continue the class. And everybody, now I send the homework in the group. Do that homework, which is in the worksheet, the short answer questions, and also lesson exercise, first lesson. Second lesson next week karana. Next week we won't be finishing the lesson because as I said, this lesson takes 3 days. So today's first day. Tava sati dekakin wage we will be done with this lesson. Check if you were not present for any classes previously. Recordings illagan absent unana. And for last week's class, which we didn't have, as I said previously, the rescheduled class will be on 4th of February. මං හෙට හරියට message group එකේ දාන්න. 4th of February, time is 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. is the time for the rescheduled class on 4th of February. So keep that in mind. Calendar එකේ mark කරලා හරි තියාගන්න පස්සේ අමතක වුණා කියන්න එපා. Okay? All right. I'll also send you the whiteboard note in the group. I think that's all. Before we end the class, do you all have any questions or concerns, any doubts, anything? Or is everything clear? If everything is all good, give me a thumbs up. Joanne, Tatsarani, Dihansa, Anya, Shineshi, Nikini, Stephanie, Joshua, Kushit, Chalukya,
They have been called. They have
Shenali,
been called to call.
Shana's all good? All right. Okay. All right. Then I think we will see each other next week, which is 27th. Yeah. Homework karange na lamay. We'll see next week. And until then, have a great week and good night.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, Miss. Good night, Miss.
Have a great week, teacher. Good
Okay, you too. Bye.